Skinner and Demoulas in Richfield Springs and Turnbull Insurance for all your insurance needs present Mohawk Valley Living, exploring the arts, culture, and heritage of our region. A special good morning to Pat and Charlie, Florida snowbirds checking in every Sunday morning. Good morning and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living. To brighten the dark, cold days of January, we visit the vibrant and colorfully diverse East Utica. For Richard, it's a trip down memory lane.
It has changed a little bit since I was a kid. There aren't quite so many Italians, but it is still multicultural, international, and in every corner you still find the old-fashioned mom and pop stores. So to find out more, stay tuned.
Don't lay me down a long time. Just keep me alive, your memory, till all of our days turn into wine.
Take your kids or grandkids to WCNY and the Rome Capitals Movie and a Cookie, featuring the family-friendly movie Madagascar, free cookies, and a special visit from Clifford the Big Red Dog. Doors open at 1:30 today at the Rome Capitol Theater on West Dominic Street in Rome. It's time for the Skinner and Demoulas road trip. We stop into Richfield Springs, where they have a full line of Jeeps, powerful Rams, and Ford trucks ready to take on any challenge. We're heading to one of our favorite destinations, East Utica. We've been here dozens of times in the past, but this dynamic neighborhood is growing and changing, and it's always an adventure. The community was expanding so much that an elementary school was needed to accommodate the growing population. In 2011, the beautiful Roscoe Conkling Elementary School opened its doors again, welcoming students as it did in the early 1900s.
Stopped being a school for a while and it became the administration building, and it housed all of the administrative offices for the district. When 13 Elizabeth Street closed, the administration moved to this site. Several years later, it was decided that we needed more space for students. This is one of the largest growing districts in central New York. So it was converted back into a school, and the administrative offices moved to the Memorial Parkway. The integrity of the building and the architecture was maintained throughout the years, even with the reconstruction projects for administration and so forth. And it was one of the easiest fixes and safe, secure, sound buildings. And so that was one of the reasons it was decided to transition this back into a school building, and here it is. We have from pre-K, which is a universal pre-K program, through grade 6, and approximately 46 languages are spoken in the Utica School District, and a variety of those languages are represented here at Conkling School. Many of the students here are ESL students. ESL student services are provided here at Conkling School, as well as English as a second language, ELL. And in addition to regular education services and special education services, when necessary, are all provided here at Conkling School. I love this building. I worked in this building myself. The principal of the building taught here before. The superintendent taught here at Conkling School, and worked here as an administrator, and now it's back to a school building. I grew up in this neighborhood. I was raised in Utica, and I just love the integrity of this building and what represents its history.
I'm gonna blow some dust on down the highway over the kind of no return. I'm gonna make my name head like a Sundance, and I got no more bridges left to burn. So honey, don't look for me in the morning.
One of the staples here on Mohawk Street and a popular morning gathering place is Toma's Mini Market and Lebanese Deli. For over 20 years, locals have enjoyed the authentic homemade Lebanese food from Situ's Kitchen.
One of the great authentic flavors here in East Utica, it is Lebanese, it is tabbouleh, and what else? Hummus and kibbe. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. Come down here, taste it for yourself.
I grew up in Cornhill, Seymour Ave, and I know a lot of my customers. But since we've been doing Lebanese food, it's really expanded. I mean, it's really surprising how popular it has gotten. Well, it's split between my mother and I. She helps me out. And it's our recipes from our grandparent, Situ's recipes, and my mother's recipes, and I've learned them all. I don't know. I get up at 5 o'clock every day, and I'm here. It's like a magnet. It brings me here. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's fun, a lot of fun. Some of these customers it's fun. How more can I say?
Warm up with a hot breakfast this morning at Toma's. Sunday is Fried Dough Day, and Mohawk Valley Living fans buy one get one free today at Toma's Mohawk Mini Market and Lebanese Deli on the corner of Mohawk and Eagle Street in East Utica. A visit to East Utica is a trip around the world and a food adventure, like Nguyen Phat Vietnamese Grocery on Bleecker Street. Why not try the exotic dragon fruit to brighten up a winter day? Travel 5,000 miles or just around the corner to Bosnia and the international grocery Europa Market.
If you have had a hankering for Tulumba or Siskiyou, then head over here to Europa. It is the only store on Webster Street.
The International Grocery and Europa Market is located between Albany and South Street on Webster Avenue. Stay tuned for more from East Utica after the break. Watch Mohawk Valley Living on Fox WFXV every Sunday at 7:30 a.m. and 11 o'clock p.m., followed by an encore. And now also available on WUTR every Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Here's what's hot on the lot at Skinner and Demoulas. Drive the exciting new Dodge Dart for only $149 a month with a new 24-month lease. $29.99 cash or trade due at signing. Drive away in this exciting new technologically advanced compact sedan at Skinner and Demoulas in Richfield Springs. Get your sled out on the trails. Call Turnbull Insurance and have a snow adventure tomorrow with complete snowmobile insurance protecting you and your sled. Call 735-9201 and get out on the trails. Experience the fascinating dance music theater of the award-winning City Company at the Wellen Hall Schambach Center for Music and the Performing Arts at Hamilton College, Saturday, February 16th at 8 p.m. Tickets available through the box office and an hour and a half prior to performances. Make any day a special day and a special day even better with fresh-baked pastries and cookies from Cafe Caruso on Bleecker Street in East Utica. Stop in or call ahead for special orders. It's the After Christmas Clearance Sale at the Village Crossing with 25 to 40% off winter clothing and shoes. And check out the transitional fashions arriving daily at the Village Crossing in Clinton. Visit Trenton Teas, specializing in only premium quality teas, the finest varietal and herbal teas available. Nearly 100 different teas and tea accessories and scone mixes. Come in and sample teas of distinction at Trenton Teas in downtown Utica. Shop Tom's Natural Foods and feel good with over 150 herbs and spices and a full line of dietary supplements. Tom's Natural Foods in Clinton, naturally. For the most unique shopping experience, visit the Little Falls Antique Center and the shops at 25 West. Over 40 local vendors, all under one roof. Antique lovers can spend hours perusing thousands of ever-changing antiques and collectibles. Upstairs at the shops, you'll find something for everyone. Handmade crafts, jewelry and clothing, fine art, food and kitchen gadgets, books, and home furnishings. Shop local at the Little Falls Antique Center and the shops at 25 West. Always worth the drive. At Canal Place in Little Falls.
Conversation, here we go. Conversation, in conversation we go.
Special thanks to Turnbull Insurance Service and Mark and Jim Turnbull. Their continued support makes the show possible.
And I can understand this conversation. Conversation, here we go. Conversation, in conversation.
You cannot come to East Utica and have real Italian food without coming here to Joey's, where the chef is Miguel Brownelli. All right, so his name is really Michael Brown. He's been in the area long enough to be Italian, sort of like me, by association. I'm one of those.
The popular Joey's restaurant is old school Italian, drawing regulars and tourists looking for real Italian fare and old world charm. It is open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday at 815 Mohawk Street. Never leave East Utica without picking up some fresh baked bread. For over 10 years, the Kendick Bakery and Grocery on Bleecker Street has been welcoming customers, bringing a slice of Southeast Europe to Utica. Owner Fikret Kendick and his family wouldn't live anyplace else.
First of all, it's exactly it looks pretty much the same like the town I lived in before I moved in. And it's just, I love it because of that. The whole community, everything else, people around here, and I just like it. It's good for me. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, this is a perfect city to live in.
Just trying to find my way back home. Just trying to find my way back home. Just trying to find my way back home.
Having trouble viewing your favorite TV show? Has your Blu-ray gone astray? If your TV or other appliance is on the blink, call Anthony's TV Repair on Mohawk Street. Owner Anthony Thalvo has over 25 years experience in appliance repair.
Pretty much since I was yay high, 5 or 6 years old. I started tearing stuff apart and seeing how it works and putting it back together and having it work. So I just kept doing it. Pretty much anything that has electronics in it. We go on the road, we do appliances, washers, dryers, that type of thing. So pretty much anything with a plug on it, we'll tackle it.
Okay, you've been doing this since you were 5 or 6 years old. You still like taking things apart?
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Sometimes it's interesting to see how manufacturers put stuff together, and you look at it and you say, what were they thinking when they built this? It's not like it was years ago, but it's still a challenge every day.
Down in South Carolina, couldn't see.
We head around the corner to Blandina Street to Vashti's Boutique. The brilliant colors of Burmese clothing will brighten your winter days. Richard tries on traditional Karen clothing, consisting of a jacket over a longi.
This was made in Burma, and the Karen people wear these to church. Each has a different one. Can you imagine going into one of those churches with everybody wearing something different and so very, very colorful?
This outfit is for the single women when they can when they go to church, when they go to Korean service like New Year, Korean New Year. Yeah.
And how is that different than the married women?
And the married woman will wear something like this, a short one with a sarong.
It's been a long time. You're sure looking fine. It's nice to see you around. There's something in you I just can't explain. Bring the sun that shines down. Bright colors, they stay the same. All the stones we carry.
A relatively new restaurant in East Utica is the Willows on Culver Avenue. It has only been around for 2.5 years, but has become a destination restaurant. Loyal customers enjoy the gourmet food, pleasant atmosphere, and attentive staff. The owner, Luke Barrett, is a young but seasoned chef.
I went to Johnson & Wales for 4 years in Providence. Basically started out a little bit before I was there, and then decided that's where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to, further it a little bit more. Went there for 4 years. Came back to the area, actually. Worked at O'Connor's, Alexander Hamilton, and then a couple other places around the area, and then found myself here, looked for a spot for a while, and this seemed to be the spot. It's an all-American fare. It's a casual setting. I wanted to keep it fairly casual so everyone can have a chance to relax, enjoy themselves, sit down for a nice meal, have a nice conversation. So it takes a little bit extra for the food to come out. Everything is all scratch prepared. Everything is made in the house, from the bread through the whole menu to all the desserts.
And why in East Utica? Why'd you set up here?
It's just a rich and it's food culture. It's a great spot. A lot of people, great neighborhood. It just seemed to be the right spot.
For the culmination of my Epicurean tour in East Utica today, I thought I'd go with something rather light. So what did they bring out for me? But homemade carrot cake, homemade chocolate pie, and sorbet in 3 different flavors. What a grand finale.
Just trying to find my way back home. Just trying to find my way back home. Just trying to find my way back home.
In 1866, James B. Turnbull walked to farms and villages to visit his customers, earning their trust. Today, the 4th generation of Turnbulls continue that dedication, tailoring a life insurance plan to suit your unique needs and priorities. Turn to the company that is out there to earn your trust. Turn to Turnbull. Santa didn't bring you that new kitchen you wanted? Call Jim Kiefer and he can make it happen. He'll work with you to create your dream kitchen, bedroom, or furniture. And he's also the area's exclusive Old Hickory dealer. Call Shelter 369-5014. Have a tropical adventure and walk among hundreds of free-flying butterflies, tropical birds, plants, lizards, and frogs at the Pop Butterfly Conservatory. It's an unforgettable experience for all ages. Open 7 days a week on Route 7 in Oneonta. Now you can take out hot specials for lunch and dinner at Maria's Pasta Shop, and on Sundays, fried dough, fried meatballs, and fresh-baked rolls. Maria's Pasta Shop, Oneida Street, Utica. For centuries, Sharon Springs has been a destination for replenishing body and spirit. Discover the magic yourself. Enjoy dining at fabulous cafes and restaurants. Browse quaint shops and meet skilled artisans. Explore the history and magic of Sharon Springs on scenic routes 10 and 20.
Hi, Dr. Tom. Bringing your cat to the Paris Hill Cat Hospital on Sundays is a part of Mohawk Valley living. Come inside and see why.
Paris Hill Cat Hospital, this is Lindsay. How can I help you? Hello, Mrs. Cole. Your cat is losing weight and you need an appointment? And you're only available on weekends. Sure, I have an available appointment with Dr. Karen Sunday at 2 p.m. Does that fit into your schedule? Okay.
We're open 7 days a week because we know that your cat can become ill anytime. The Paris Hill Cat Hospital, quality care for your cats and kittens.
Shop the new Paca Gardens for the finest alpaca products. Luxuriously warm hats, mittens, sweaters, socks, and rugs. 5 times warmer than wool, lighter and hypoallergenic. Paca Gardens across from Fall Hill Beat and Gem on West Main Street in Little Falls. Everyone knows the great taste of Dino's sausage, whether you pick it up at Price Chop or Hannaford or Chenantries. But what you might not know is that it's made fresh right here on Catherine Street in East Utica.
One of my favorite hobbies is cooking, and I'm pretty well known for my spaghetti and my spaghetti sauce with meatballs. Well, being that it's the new year, I have a confession to make to all of those people out there, family and friends who have been told by me that I was serving my very famous Richard's meatballs. Well, the truth is the meatballs have been coming for years from Dino's. Here they are. These are the truth. And so I start the year out with a confession. Dino, by the way, I think it goes back, what, to 1968 that you started here? There was a very popular star back then for the older people in our audience. Remember Dean Martin? He was known as Dino. They think that's where the name came from. I kind of hope that it did because he was one heck of an entertainer, and these are terrific, one heck of a meatball.
In 1968, we were 3 partners, and the other 2 of my partners passed away, and that's when it actually started in 1968. Well, we started out with maybe 1,000 pounds a week, and now we're up to about 25,000 pounds a week. We make the Italian sausage, and we make the meatballs, sausage patties, hamburger patties, and a few other products that we sell to the restaurants, whatever. Well, we have a special flavor to it, and it made it strictly fresh pork. And we sort of have a different tasting product for people to like, so and they really enjoy it.
Now, where did you learn the skill?
Well, I learned it through my partners. They were originators, and we got together and decided to, start selling it, and it picked up pretty good.
And where did they learn it? Where did they get the skill?
I think they got it from their families, that they used to make it in those days at home all the time. So this is more or less homemade product. I enjoy having people having a good product, and they tell me about it, and it makes me feel better if I know that they're enjoying it. And I like to service the public that way.
As much as things seem to change, it's always good to see how much has stayed the same in East Utica. Avico Spice is operated by the grandsons of Antonio Vitaliano. They are carrying on the tradition of providing fine spices and grated cheeses for restaurants and pizzerias.
Well, it started in 1928. My grandfather came over from Italy in 1923. He was 23 years old, and he said, when I came, he said, I had $5 in my pocket. And, he spoke his broken English. And he started working in a little grocery store here in East Utica. And he worked a few years, got some money in his pocket, and he opened up a little grocery store. And then in 1950, I believe, or 1949, he closed the store down and went wholesale. He went into the wholesale business. And that's when they were down on Broad Street, on Bleecker Street, down across where Avsta is now. They had a big warehouse there, and if you remember in the late 60s when urban renewal came in, they tore down all those buildings. But he was there, he had the warehouse, he lived upstairs from the warehouse. My mom and dad lived up on the 3rd floor, and they used to take the elevator up every night after work, and the store was on the 1st floor, and that's where they had the warehouse.
So
I wasn't born at the time.
So
Yeah.
they were bringing stuff over from
Oh yeah, he imported a lot of stuff. He used to carry tomatoes, olive oil, cheese, spices, all this stuff from Italy mostly. And he had a couple of friends of his that were in the importing business. And he used to bring stuff in from New York and Boston and bring it up to Utica, and he'd sell it to the local grocery stores. Spices is a very important part of our business. We've been doing that probably since the mid-50s. My grandfather started doing it, packing in little jars, little glass jars, selling it to grocery stores. Well, right now, my brother John and myself are the current owners of the company. We are 3rd generation. My parents ran the business for about 55 years. They retired in 1990. We took over in 1991, January 1st. So my brother and I currently own the business. I have some nieces and nephews here working in the business. We have some family members. My dad still works part-time, 2 days a week. He's been selling 57 years. He's been on the road since 1952.
So why do you do it? Why are you part of the business?
I do it because I grew up in it. It's pretty much all I've ever known. Like I said, when I was young, I used to come home from school, help my folks. I got into working in a warehouse. Used to send me out on deliveries on the truck, and I worked my way up. There's not a job here I haven't done. I've done it all. I've been in the spice room. I've been on the truck. I've been in the warehouse. I've been in the cash carry. I've been on the register. When you're an owner, you wear all the hats. You do it all. You have to.
If you wonder what Avico stands for, it stands for Antonio Vitaliano Company. Now, Antonio Vitaliano was intent on doing one thing. He wanted to have red pepper that was crushed without any seeds in it. Well, you buy this and it doesn't have any seeds in it. My mother, years ago in Cornhill, I can remember her taking red pepper and sprinkling it on her food. You wouldn't believe how much she would put on it. I don't know how she did it. So I'm just going to take a little taste of this to see if it lives up to its reputation as being hot. I've used this word before. Maron. Oofa. That's hot. Get yourself some. Whew.
Avico Spice is located at 729 Broad Street in Utica. The cash and carry is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
We may be in the town of New Hartford, but there's a little bit of East Utica here at WTLB. We'll be talking in a moment to Joe Graziano. I found out something coming here today that I didn't know before. Now remember, I'm from the 1950s, and for those of you who are from the same era, remember when WTLB came into existence? It was the big rock and roll station back then. I didn't know until today, though, what WTLB stood for. The TLB is Thomas L. Brown, and he was the fellow who got this off the ground and changed the call letters.
For decades, Joe Graziano has been an auditory oasis for radio listeners throughout the Mohawk Valley. His stories of growing up Italian entertain people of all walks of life. We met up with him at the studios of WTLB.
The current show that we do on Sundays, I co-host it with Joe Petrelli, he's been the mainstay for Italian-American music for over 43 years. And I was his first announcer, his first engineer when he first came to this country, because he couldn't speak English too well. He still doesn't speak English too well, but we have a lot of fun. It's called The Voice of the New Italy, and it features a lot of the great music from Italy from years ago and some of the new stuff. We feature some of the classics, Caruso, Mario Lanza, Andrea Bocelli, and all the newer ones too, Eros Ramazzotti, the list goes on and on. It's mostly all music, but we interact with the audience. We love to do the birthdays and anniversaries, and we do a live show. There's not too many of those left. The CD was a labor of love. It's called Joe Graziano Talks About the Joy of Growing Up Italian. A lot of us, and it's been instilled in me in a long time, we're passionate about our heritage. But it's not just Italians. There's the Poles, the Germans, the Irish. Anybody can relate to it. If they have memories of their past and memories of their families, it's all there in the CD.
Here's what's hot on the lot at Skinner and Demoulas. Drive the exciting new Dodge Dart for only $149 a month with a new 24-month lease. $29.99 cash or trade due at signing. Drive away in this exciting new technologically advanced compact sedan at Skinner and Demoulas in Richfield Springs. Shop Clinton Wine and Spirits, a small-town wine shop with a world of wine. An excellent variety of Cabernet, Merlot, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Grigio from around New York and around the world. All at Clinton Wine and Spirits, Hannaford Plaza in Clinton. Expecting the guys for football? Don't fret. Just call Deansboro Superette. They've got delicious Middle Eastern platters and their famous 4-foot Mega Monster sub. Call 841-4377. Oscar's Picture Framing offers hand-finished molding and restoration of antique frames, preserving artwork, pictures, needlework, and memorabilia. Oscar's Picture Framing, Kellogg Road, New Hartford. Get your sled out on the trails. Call Turnbull Insurance and have a snow adventure tomorrow with complete snowmobile insurance protecting you and your sled. Call 735-9201 and get out on the trails.
I can't stand it when you're not around. I don't know quite what to do with myself. So if you have to leave me,
I enjoyed eating my way through East Utica today and meeting people from around the world. I hope that you did too. I know that for myself, between now and next week, I'm going on a diet, and that between now and then, you will enjoy Mohawk Valley living.